Well, voting is a quintessential part of being American, a fundamental right fought hard for by many.
But a big portion of the population had that right stripped away through no fault of their own.
10 to your side's Kayla Gaskins brings us the story of one man's fight to head to the polls this November. Kayla?
Well, Travis Marlowe turns 20 this year, so this should be his first chance to cast a ballot in a presidential election, but he can't. He has autism. A judge granted his parents full guardianship, essentially stripping Travis of all of his rights, including his right to vote.
Well, I like the taillights on this one. But
Travis Marlowe is passionate about cars.
All Dodges. I'm a Dodge man.
Johnny Cash.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
And politics.
You need to do your research just to find out what that candidate wants to do. Like if they want to raise taxes or lower taxes.
His family says he knows more about politics than they do.
He watches the news. He'll pick up on his phone and he'll start, Googling different things about the presidents.
But they can vote, and he can't. At the advice of medical professionals, Travis's parents applied for guardianship 2 years ago when he turned 18. His mom, Elizabeth, says they wanted the power to make financial and medical decisions for him. A Suffolk judge granted full guardianship.
And it went too far, I think.
Only later, his parents fully understood what that meant. The courts declared Travis incapacitated. All his rights were gone.
It hurt. It hurt. I hurt in my heart, because I felt like I failed him.
Laws in 39 states, including Virginia, allow judges to strip voting rights from people with mental disorders. We spoke with Colleen Miller, the executive director of the Disability Law Center of Virginia.
Our law requires a court to place a guardianship on only as a last resort and only to the least restrictive extent necessary. But that is really not the practice that we see with the courts. We see many courts just automatically going to full guardianship.
DLCV is a nonprofit. They fight for people like Travis.
Guardianship is far and away the most restrictive action that can be taken against a person with a disability.
They educate people on those choices, like gaining power of attorney and supported decision-making. These tools often achieve what families seek guardianship for without stripping the disabled person of their rights.
And we have actually been approached by individuals who are okay with everything else about the guardianship that's on them, except they want that ability to vote.
Travis wants his voting rights back.
I want to be with everybody else, like everybody else does.
But court proceedings are lengthy and costly. Money the Marlowes say they don't have. So they wrote a letter to Governor Northam and President Trump asking for help.
I am writing to see if there is any way you can assist in getting Travis' rights back.
So far, no response. They also reached out to WAVY TV 10. We helped connect them with the Disability Law Center. Lawyers say there's likely not enough time to restore Travis's rights before the voter registration deadline on October 13th, but it's possible for future elections. Travis's family says they won't stop until he can vote like everyone else.
Because he's a person. Yeah, because he has diagnosis, it doesn't mean that they don't have a voice. They should be heard too.
And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Well, an estimated 1.5 million adults are under legal guardianship nationwide. That's according to the AARP, but there's no data indicating how many of them have lost their right to vote. If you have a disabled child and want to know more about your options, aside from guardianship, we have information on how to contact the Disability Law Center on WAVY.com. I'm Kayla Gaskins, 10 on your side.